beautiful singers. This is Valerie White Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about vowel modification. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that I am ready to accept some Skype or online students. I have just moved from Seattle and I love working online one-on-one with people. So if you're interested in voice lessons, I do not charge as much as some of these other big-time New York, LA voice teachers, but I can certainly get results for you. So please send me an email or send me a text or go to my website and find out how to contact me. I would really like to work with you. All right, let's talk about vocal modification. Now, this is a very long term that refers to what singers do when they change the natural vowel and they modify it slightly, and sometimes they modify it greatly when they're singing. Now, the reason why we need to use vowel modification when we sing is because, well, there's a couple reasons. Sometimes the vowel, like a bright vowel, may not have enough space when we're in certain parts of our range. So the higher we go out of speaking range, the more important it is for us to learn how to modify vowels depending on the effect and the quality that we're going for. So that's one reason why we need to modify. The second reason is when we're holding out a syllable. So we don't talk like this, and no one talks that way. But when we sing, that is required. We're having to hold out the vowel. Now, when we sing, we are mostly singing on vowels. We do occasionally sing on some of the nasal consonants, n, and m, but typically it's the vowel. The singing happens on the vowel. So having the right vowel is very important. And sometimes it's a matter of finding the exact true vowel, like the diphthongs, and we've talked about that. I have other videos regarding that. And sometimes the true vowel, the correct vowel, isn't correct when you sing it. And this is really hard to deal with sometimes because it doesn't make sense. It's not what we see on the paper. It's not what we're taught the correct vowel is. And I see this again and again where singers will kind of sound clumsy because that vowel is not exactly where we want it to be, and then it feels really wrong to change up the vowels sometimes, what we have to do. And the irony is when we change the vowels to the sound that's more efficient, interestingly enough, the vowels, the text becomes more clear. So it doesn't make sense that you're tweaking the vowels and making them really off or a little strange, and then it's going to be easier to hear. But that is exactly the way it is. So what you have to do is when you sing and you're like, that doesn't sound right, what's going on with there? Sometimes you really need to take a look at the word really carefully and find that pure vowel. Identify, is it because you're holding it out, or is it in a position in your voice where you need to modify slightly? And that will help you get that clear sound. You have to think out of the box. And this is why, as a vocal coach and a voice teacher, I can really help people with these things because they think they're doing it right, and they are as far as going to school and identifying how to say the words. But when we sing them, it doesn't always work that way. And the really, really good singers, you can go back, decades and listen to the Beatles and listen to all the great singers, and you will hear them modify. If you really listen carefully, they are not singing the vowels sometimes you think they are. So I'm going to share with you just a few ideas. I'm going to take a song. I was looking at the great 80s song, Living on a Prayer, because that's a really great example. The word prayer, obviously you're not going to go prayer, living on a prayer. See all those R's? And of course, this is sung really high in the high voice. And yeah, it's a guy's song, but I like to sing it too. And so you're like at the chorus, living on a prayer. It's living on a prayer. And you have to hold that the whole time you're singing and not let the R come in and garble it up. Living on a prayer. So learning to kind of isolate. So what we're doing is isolating that pure tone. And again, you have to really kind of look at the lyric and go, oh my gosh, there's an in the word prayer. And that's how they're singing it. Another song that comes to mind is George Michael, his first song, Careless Whisper. And he used the word, you're having my baby. I think I talked about this example before. And she goes, he's having my baby, baby. He's singing that, not baby. He doesn't sing that. He sings baby, that. So the vowels are tweaked there. Now sometimes the way the English language is written creates a problem. Perfect example is the word love, right? So it's in every song. And if you're thinking of the word love, oftentimes people visualize this O because that's what we see. But the way the vowel truly is it's not O at all. So that's another thing I see people get stuck with. They have this idea in their mind what they see, what the vowel looks like, but that is not exactly what we sing. So you have to really be careful and really find where that sounds. So even for my own singing, I step in these traps all the time. I really do. I do all the things my students do, and but I catch myself and go, oh, that doesn't sound good. If I'm singing the word love, we want to go We want to have that relaxed jaw to go and release the jaw. So let me talk about one other issue when it comes to modifying. And a big thing about modification is when we go up to the higher voice, we have to kind of tweak the voice because it's not natural necessarily to sing up in the upper register. I mean, it's not like it's not natural, but it's not what we use every day. It's kind of special. So when we're going up into our high voice, if we're singing in a classical way, we're going to modify it to open. So we're going to go la. So I'm going to drop my jaw. So everything opens. At least for the women, we just drop our jaw and let it go, okay? But if we're doing belting, guess what? It goes the other direction. That's why sometimes I call belting, you're going to hell, because it's opposite than what you are doing in a classical setting. And so in belting, we want to do like this, again! Everything is going to have that spread. So if you have an ah vowel, if I'm going, it's ah, then it's get really weighty, so I have to go like this. It's awful, yeah! So I'm gonna go versus ah. So it's really about using the vowel to change the shape. And when you fix the vowel, even though you go, oh my gosh, this is like so wrong, this is not the word, but it pops out in the music. So you just have to trust it. And this is one of the things that makes singers sound awkward. And I love to help people sound better and feel good about it. And I know I have plenty of people all over the world that aren't even native English speakers. And some ways you have it a little bit easier because you're having to kind of put together the language. I think native speakers just go, oh yeah, I know what the vowel is, and it's easy. But even in the opera world, it's been known that English is the hardest language, even for native speakers, because of so many tricks and traps. So hopefully this gave you some ideas of where to fix some of the problems in your singing and how to make it better. And let me say, I love working with you and helping you become a better singer. So have you used vowel modification? Is there some examples where it really helped? Please share and the comments. And thanks again for the likes, subscribes, and shares. I so appreciate it. And if you like this content, don't be afraid to click on the bell and subscribe so you get notified with all the content. All right, have a great day.